Hey guys, today we'll be making some Haitian patty. We had our smoked herring being soaked overnight, and then if you're in a hurry and then your smoked herring wasn't soaked overnight, you can always boil it to just help taking off some salt because it's a very salty fish. And then we have bell pepper, we have cabbage, and we have onions. We're gonna make sure we watch all the vegetables that's going inside of the patty. Once everything is done washing nicely, we're gonna chop them in a little square, just very finely, because we're gonna use that filling to put inside of the patty. That's me chopping up my cabbage, making sure it's nice square. I'm going to do the same thing with all the vegetables, of course. And you know, to have a Haitian patty, you have to have eggs. So over there, I have my eggs boiling, and then we're gonna take it out shortly. With this patty that I'm making, it's optional. If you don't eat meat, you don't have to put the stuff that I'm gonna put in there. You don't have to put eggs, and you don't have to put hot dog. But as a Haitian patty, it's a must to have eggs out of that patty. I don't know. Without eggs, I don't know if you feel like pate kode, you know. But if you don't eat meat, you can always use just the smoked herring, and I promise you it tastes as amazing if you had put hot dog in there, and if you had put eggs in there, and even if you put shredded chicken in there. And also, if you don't like spicy food, the last thing that I cut was a Scotch bonnet pepper. You can always minus the Scotch bonnet pepper because not everybody's a fan of spicy food. And that's me peeling out my eggs because I'm gonna cut them, so make them really small size so it can fit inside of the patty. I try to minimize time because everybody's busy nowadays, and Haitian food requires so much time, so much energy. You know, just to make life easier, you don't have to roll a dough. You can always buy the empanadas, and I promise you, it tastes as amazing if you actually make your own dough. So me, that don't like wasting my time, I bought the dough pre-made, the empanadas dough, and I did my Haitian stuffing, and then put that filling inside of it, and it just tastes so good and so light. I don't like Haitian patty having too much dough and too fat and stuff, so I love the empanadas dough when I make my Haitian patty. And that's me cleaning the smoked herring. I'm deboning it. There's a lot of tiny little bones, so very careful when you're doing so you don't want to like eat those bones. So that's me deboning them and taking off all the stuff that I don't want in there before I shred it. And of course, with Haitian patty, like I told you guys, I love hot dogs, so I'm gonna put hot dog in there. But again, if you don't eat meat, you don't have to put the hot dog in there. It's optional, trust me. Because the empanada though is very thin, and it's gonna take a long time to cook, so I always make sure that I pre-fried everything, like semi-cooked it before I put it inside the dough, because I don't want it to be too raw once it's cooked, you know. I'm frying my hot dog to make sure it's cooked, and then I'm gonna put the smoked herring in there to also cook it a little bit, and I'm gonna put a little bit of Haitian seasoning in there, because what food without Haitian seasoning, you know. And then after that, I'm gonna put my cabbage to make sure I stir everything, season it to make sure the filling is nice and tasty before I put it aside to cool down. So once everything is cooled down, I'm gonna get my empanadas dough. So that's it right there. So when you go to the store, there's one that say baking, and then there's one that say frying. So make sure you get the dough that's for frying and not for baking, because you don't want the frying dough in the oil, because it's just gonna suck all the oil into the dough, and it's not nice. So that's me putting the filling inside of the patty. And remember, the filling has to cool down a bit before you start stuffing the patty with it. Have your oil ready. Make sure your oil is not too hot, and also make sure it's not too cold. It has to be the right temperature before you put the patty, because you don't want, once you put the patty in the oil, being too cold and for your patty to just soak the oil. But at the same time, you don't want the oil to be too hot where you just burnt the patty before the patty even had a chance to cook. Okay. If you feel like the temperature is getting too hot for your patty, you can always adjust the temperature and adjust the fire underneath it to make sure that everything is being cooked evenly. Your patty should have a nice golden crispy color to it. It should look really nice and crispy. When you bite into it, you can feel like you're eating a nice pate kode. And of course, what is pate kode without some pickles? So if you haven't watched my video where I make the pickles, you should definitely watch that. And look at that, guys. It's so nice, it's so crispy, and it smells amazing. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and comment. See you next time. Thanks for watching.